But yeah, Jay Kula also spent the block and he says Eagles should be a blueprint on how to build a roster. Start with the trenches on both sides. Then build the skill positions. Solid dual threat QB, 1,000%. And you can see where we taking that same approach. Now, the difference is ours haven't hit the same way, and our return on some investments haven't hit as well just yet. But still good as a whole, though, right? And what I mean is this, man. We've drafted a Broderick and a Troy Fautanu back-to-back first-rounders. We signed a Isaac Seumalo. We signed a James Daniel. We drafted a Zach Frazier. We drafted a Mason McCormick. That's a lot of resources in the trenches within the past 3 seasons. D-line-wise, you got TJ, you got Highsmith, you got Cam, you got Herbig, you brought Larry O back, you drafted Benton. Those are resources. Now, obviously, you spent more in terms of the cash compensation, and all of those guys to varying levels have had production. But we could also say at varying levels for all of those dudes, sometimes we've desired a little bit more for whatever reason, whether it's injuries, availability, whatever, right? So with that, when I think of what Philly has versus what we have, we're not far off. We're not talking about, man, we got to reconstruct the roster. No, we're talking about fine-tuning, nipping and tucking, like we said when the season ended. But at the time, we were a lot more emotional because the loss had just happened. Now that we're further removed, you're seeing, bro, that structure and our structure, we are very similar, but we have to figure out those little margins, man. And obviously, quarterback was a big one. Shout out to the Super Bowl MVP, Jalen Hurts. But that's the thing that we have to find. Now, we're stuck in that limbo of, okay, one guy that has done it but is on the back end, one guy that has not done it but has a ton of potential. And we're praying and trying to figure out which one of these dudes or who out there gets us close to a Justin Hurts or a Jalen Hurts type, or that next dude that is the Mahomes type, or whoever we deem as we want to get, or maybe it's the MVP, Josh Allen type. Shout out to that dude, right? You know, so when I think of all of that, it's like that's the thing that we still have to find. But in terms of running game, obviously they got the elite running game, but we got a running game. We know how to run the football. We talk about the Najee thing. Now, could we be better? Yes. And that's the difference. We got the pieces, but their piece compared to our piece hitting a little different right now, right? We talk about how we're trying to construct our wide receivers compared to how their wide receivers are constructed. It's a little bit different. Just a little bit different. So to me, there are a lot of similarities, though, between both of these teams, though, man, in terms of the Steelers roster and the Eagles roster. But we definitely, like I said, man, have a lot more of the little fine tuning to do in terms of, like I said, whether it is sticking with Fields, sticking with Russ, or is it drafting a Will Howard? Is it drafting a Jalen Milroe? Is it signing a Sam Darnold? Is it potentially signing an Aaron Rodgers? What? Who's that? Who's that now? Oh, who's that now? But like all these different things, that's what we're going to be trying to figure out, man. So we shall see. We shall see, man. But y'all hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe either if you are new to the channel.